It is the Ed Tyll Show, Orlando's Real Talk. The president of Unite Here, I hope I have that right, it's Local 362. Eric Clinton is on the line with us. There's a new documentary film, I should say, called MouseTrapped 2010. Eric, thanks for being so patient. I really appreciate you're on the show, but we had a big controversy about whether we put too many guests on and not taking enough phone calls. So I understand you had to be delayed, and thank you very much. We welcome you to the show.
Hey, no problem.
Is that good? All right, good. Tell me about MouseTrapped 2000. I'm a documentary freak, but must admit that I haven't seen it. So give me the heads up on this, because I will be scrupulously watching it, and I can't wait, because if you guys are interested, so am I.
Well, so you can definitely go see the trailer on YouTube. It's under /James112680.
Almost there. Go ahead.
Sure. So the film itself is about the workers who make the magic at Disney and their struggle to make ends meet for their families. It's shots of workers talking about struggling with health care, having to stretch medicine for 2 months when it's only supposed to be 1 month, because if not, there's no food on the table. So it's the workers telling their story.
Now, so that's the mouse, huh? It's about the mouse who's the Mickey, the big corporate mouse who is trapped. How many employees are we talking about here? It says here 20,000 in Central Florida. Does that sound right?
If those are the full-time employees, overall it's 29,000 if you include the
29
part-timers too. Yeah.
All right, so let's find out how bad it is briefly. If you are a part-time newbie at Disney, what is their entry-level hourly wage?
$7.70 an hour.
Which is exactly the minimum out of federal Washington?
I believe it's 20 cents higher, or 25 cents. Yeah.
$7.50 national guarantee, 20 cents more. So, their answer. Don't destroy one of the few businesses that's working when we're over what the law mandates. Now, what's the answer, I guess, is that no one expects that we can raise families on that. Is that the cruel side of this, that these employees were thinking, I get a gig with Disney, I can have 2 kids, a house, or at least a nice apartment complex, get a car every 5 or 10 years, visit the relatives, go on vacation, and have paid health care, right?
Well, that's the American dream, right?
But you're not going to get that at no amusement park. I don't know who told anybody you can go to an amusement. Generally a college degree and 50 to 60K is where you start talking. But go ahead. What did you find in your experience?
Well, I mean, look, Disney, though, requires a certain level of service that is off the charts compared to most hospitality employers, right?
Well, it's an amusement park, really. I mean, you could call it hospitality, but hospitality does include fancy...
Sure, but talk to anybody that goes there. They don't go on Jungle Cruise twice to see a plastic butterfly. They go on Jungle Cruise twice because the cast members do such a terrific job. Their personalities, their jokes on that ride. I mean,
got it.
That's really what we're talking about, too. And, Disney, the amount of money they make, right? It really is a question of, are they doing the right thing and are they sharing the right amount? This company made 3
Now, what are those good, funny characters earning? That's not entry level. Before we did entry level, so when they have been there a year or so and they really are good at their character and they're into the audience and they're really enthusiastic about it, where are they earning hourly?
Unfortunately, if you've been there 5 years, you're still not at $8.60 an hour, $8.50 an hour. Now, those folks who have been there 20 or 30 years, right? They're making $12.50 an hour, but even still, this negotiation comes down to, if you increase the health care costs a certain amount, that's more than your wages, at the end of the contract, you'll be making less money. And that's really the dispute right now, which is, come on, Disney, you make so much money, you have this family-oriented image, but yet the people who work for you, you don't treat as your own family.
I know, but is there any business immune to this last near collapse of the economy?
Disney very well may be, right? Because even in the greatest recession since the Great Depression, they made $3.3 billion in profit. That's with a B. And that was, by the way, after a $4 billion acquisition of Marvel Comics. So they don't buy that. They make over $7 billion. They're not struggling. They're doing very well. And
well, not struggling, but what I'm saying is, they had to suffer the same impact on customers' psychology over the last, since '08, since that fateful weekend that Obama and John McCain ran to Washington and the whole thing collapsed and Bush started writing checks for $700 billion with Hank Paulson. I mean, everybody in every corporation, I mean, I don't know, that's what do you feel is deserving here? Is it based on what the needs of the workers are, or is it what the boss can afford? What do you feel it should come down to, or what do you hope, or what do these people expect? They expect it's based on their needs as workers or the boss's ability to afford you?
This isn't a question about whether Disney can pay more or not, though. It's a question of whether or not they will. And in any negotiations, you're strong enough to hold on to what you have, and you take what you can get, right? And right now we're trying to take more and more for our members, which is the responsible thing to do.
Let me ask you, how far apart are you guys in a room locked with just professional negotiators? Are you miles apart? I mean, is it a dialogue with no progress? What is it like?
We're going to be meeting on Thursday with a mediator who hopefully will be able to bring the sides closer together. I don't think we're light years apart. I mean, we're really down to wages and healthcare costs.
What are you looking for? Like, do you want to raise that bottom number? You want the newbie price to go up from $770? You want to try and boost that number? How will you? What kind of proposal might prevail here that you would say, you know what, we've made some progress? Everybody's wages go up, or the whole thing goes up as a percentage, or would you restructure the pay scale? How would that go?
Well, the pay structure there is so complicated, right? Because of all the different jobs and whatnot. They're currently offering unequal wage increases, and that's one of the sticking points. The company's determined in some weird process that we don't understand that some jobs are worth more money than others. It doesn't quite make sense to me why the house person that works in a hotel is being offered less of an increase than the housekeeper. They do virtually the same work, both very difficult jobs. They all deserve more. But if you want to talk about living wages, Disney doesn't pay that. That would benefit all of Central Florida. That's really what would resolve the issue long term, but we know that that's not going to happen.
Establish a living wage?
Sure.
That was it's been kicked around all over the country. I was just looking into this. I think New York fought over it. It didn't, and somebody else fought over it. I mean, it is a big battle when it comes up. I mean, it's got that tinge of it's got a little bit of that, or it's got that wage and price control feel. A la Nixon, or more modern day, the way they manipulate the currency. It's got that artificial feel, but the upside of it is what? Security for people who just are not going to have it below it.
If 29,000 people in Central Florida have more money to spend, that means the grocery store owner, the restaurant owner, the dry cleaners, the dentist, the child care facilities, all of those places will benefit too, because our members have families and they use those products and services, but when they're paid this much, they just use them less. Look, I don't know if it's about a living wage or not, but I do know that people who work shouldn't be poor.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's tough, but I mean, isn't that part of the story of America, the working poor? I don't know. It's interesting. I guess you guys would hope that Disney could be like a guiding light. It's a big enough company that it could really set the tone for people who do, like you say, housekeepers at hotels could actually earn the kind of money which would make a household viable off that wage. I mean, good for you, Eric. How long have you been president of the local?
About 2.5 years. I actually used to be a cast member. So.
Oh, you work? What was your character?
I worked at the Hollywood Studios. It was a good time.
Oh, okay. What did you do there, though? Did you have a character? Were you the ringmaster? Were you the host or something?
Hardly. I was actually a gangster, believe it or not. I worked at the Great Movie Ride, so I guess.
There you go. All right, Eric. Thanks a lot. There you go. It's called MouseTrapped 2010 documentary film. Look for it. I will. I'll let you know what I think. It is the Ed Tyll Show, Orlando's Real Talk, the big 810 AM. Call now, 407-774-1085. Should Disney give a big raise? You heard Eric. Do the workers, the characters, deserve a raise? Is $7.70 an hour too low? Is the mid-12s to $13 an hour way too low for 10 to 20 years? Or is it an amusement park? All right, let's go. Get on the phone. Tell me what you think. 407-774-1085. I'm Ed Tyll. We'll be right back.